All right, welcome everyone. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger with naturalnews.com. Today we're interviewing Andrea Lalama. This is one of the biggest breaking stories of the week, if not the year. Her son, well, she's got two sons. One of her sons is autistic, and Facebook censored a photo of her sons holding protest signs at the GMO rally. One of the signs said, "Biopesticides equals autism, say no to GMO." Facebook censored it, suspended her account. Natural News posted the story of that censorship. Drudge picked it up, and then it went super viral, showing up on MSNBC and many other places. Now the story has gone incredibly widespread around the world. Why would Facebook censor a picture of children holding protest signs? So the mom, Andrea Lalama, is here to join us and explain. Welcome, Andrea. It's good to talk to you today.
Thank you, Mike, for inviting me to this interview. I'm very happy that the world gets to see the tremendous effort that my children have done, because, as you mentioned, one of my sons has diagnosed with autism. The other one was diagnosed borderline autistic. He's the one who actually said, "Mama, let's go. Let's protest for our organic food," because he totally understands that organic food for him is his medicine.
Yeah.
He cannot detoxify efficiently because of autism, because of his impairment detoxifying. So if we don't have organic food, we're in trouble.
One of the signs reads, "Organic food, it's my medicine," and we're going to show this photo here for those watching on video. And the other sign reads, "Biopesticides equals autism, say no to GMO." Now, it looks like, did your sons create these signs themselves?
Yes. What happened is I have to explain slowly at home and my kids what is autism and how it has happened to them. So now that they do understand what happened to them, and that is not something that they were born with, or there is a heritage from his family of their parents, they understand that this was caused to them by external influences.
Right.
And they decided. They said, "Oh, Mama, we should protest these people. We should defend our organic food, because what are we going to do if we don't have organic food?" As it is for us, it's really hard to go out and go to a restaurant. We don't go to restaurants unless we call and we ask if they have organic food, and then we go to organic restaurants. Otherwise, we don't. We never go outside. When I travel, I have to carry my food in the airplane, in the airport,
I know,
for my kids, and do it.
What did you think when Facebook then suspended your account after we shared your photo?
Well, let's clarify. What they did is they blocked me from posting it in another public pages. So I could have only. And another thing they did is somehow they use software. So when I post something in public page and in my personal page, only people that have signed up as friends for either page can see the post, not their friends. So the only way that other people could have seen the post is if people in my page will click the button share and post it in their own walls. Otherwise, it would not. Nobody else can see that. So that's what they did. They just completely blocked me to this little to my network of, let's say, my page has almost 3,000 people, and that's all I would have been able to share.
And you got the message that said you're banned from interacting with your pages until June 8th, I think, correct?
Correct. Yes, that's what they sent me right away, because what happened is I posted on my website and I posted on my personal page, and the next thing I did is I wanted to post in Autism One Foundation's website, because I collaborate with them, I work with them for many, many years, and when I tried to do that, it blocked me. And I said, and I share after you share my picture on Natural News. So this happened like within the next few minutes after you posted. So what triggered their anger was that Natural News picked up my story.
Right. Right. We shared the photo, and we just thought this is a great photo of children who are protesting and exercising their free speech, and that's what America is supposed to be about, freedom and public protest and children and families. And then all of a sudden you get shut down. Now, once that happened, then we saw a flood of comments coming your direction from your friends and supporters who just couldn't believe that Facebook was doing this.
Yes, I was in shock too. I mean, I understand that Facebook is a private company. I mean, some posts, some people were like saying, like trying to turn this thing around and shoot at me and saying that it's my fault because I should follow Facebook policies and it's a private company and I don't know.
But how's this against a policy?
Yeah, exactly. So I said, wait a minute, it's my children's picture protesting for something we consider is right, and we are not offending Facebook in any way, shape, or form. The signs were not offensive at all.
Right.
We were not insulting Monsanto. We were not insulting the GMO.
It didn't even mention Monsanto. Actually, Monsanto's not
exactly. I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to make it targeted towards Monsanto because sincerely, it's not the only company making at this point GMOs, and I want people to know that. I mean, the biopesticide industry is a $37 billion industry. And it's several companies. It's like 5 or 6 or 7 companies for what I've counted so far. So this is a monster totally against us, the mothers and our children. We want healthy children.
Yeah, doesn't it just prove that they are really trying to shut down the truth about this issue?
Sincerely, the only logical explanation I found for the Facebook to block my pictures because they were, like we said, we did not broke any Facebook policy. We were not abusive. Our signs were very respectful. It was a clean protest. So the only logical explanation is that Facebook is being manipulated or working with Monsanto, or these big corporations are being paid by them to shrink the protest as much as possible, to stop people from networking and getting organized. Yeah. It's the only logical explanation, and that's why they censored me, because my children's pictures, because it's an impact when you see children this young understanding. It's like the cigarette companies, they were targeting children with camel cartoons.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what Monsanto is doing. They are. If you go to Disneyland, I went there and I never went back. I was so upset of seeing a totally right advertising by Monsanto. There's a whole right advertising Monsanto. So they are not being banned from promoting our children to consume poison. But when a mother tries to create awareness to the children not to consume poison, then it's a problem.
And by the way, the whole argument that some of the trolls said that Facebook is a private company and so it can censor anything it wants, that's absurd. I mean, AT&T is a private sector phone company, but it doesn't mean AT&T can block your phone calls if your conversation starts to talk about Monsanto. That's a violation of your civil rights. Facebook, like a phone company, is a public commons. It's almost a communications infrastructure now.
I totally agree. I thought the law is equal for everybody. I thought nobody should be above the law. And here it seems like corporations are totally above the law. And now that I'm teaching my children that they shouldn't be sheep, that they are the next generation of Americans, I want them to have critical thinking and to be able to take decisions on their own. And every parent should do that, because what's happening to this generation and why Monsanto has been able to pass this Monsanto Protection Act is because the current generation has not been taught by their parents to have critical thinking and to defend their rights. So it's a tremendous. I want to clarify that I'm not attacking the parents. I'm just clarifying that the system has brainwashed us to be extremely passive and let these things go and go and go until it builds up. So that's what's happening right now. We are being first Facebook, then here, then there, and suddenly we are not going to be able to say anything that we don't agree with anymore. And
Yeah,
this is
it's
so
incredible.
dangerous.
And especially, I know you told me before you're from Ecuador, and you and your husband came to America, and creating a family.
Let me clarify that. My husband is American citizen. He was born here.
Right.
I'm Ecuadorian, and I'm the one who migrated. But I've been living in the United States more than in my country. So I'm more American than Ecuadorian at this point in my life.
Right. And your
and
children
my children
were
are born here. So, but yes, we have been able to see the difference between these two worlds. And ironically, Ecuador government is being attacked as repressive, and it's not true. It's totally not true. I've been there, and I see how people still have freedom of speech. They can say whatever they want.
Yes.
They have some very obscene, crazy shows that I don't even agree with, but I respect, because that is the freedom, to express their opinion.
You might know, I lived in Ecuador for a couple of years too, and I remember in Ecuador there would be huge marches on the Capitol, marches in the streets. I mean, look how many presidents were thrown out of office before Correa came.
Okay. You see, things like that are the media here, the mainstream media here, misuses and presents to people like unstable government. No, it's not unstable. It's because the government has not been run by the people for the people. So when the people find that out in those little countries, they kick them out. Here, it's not happening,
No,
and people think that is a stability.
Protesters are bad. They're trying to say that protesters in America are bad people, that it's bad to protest.
And that is wrong, and that is a misconcept, and that's why I'm teaching my children to protest. Because I don't want them to live in a suppressed society. I don't want an East Germany. I don't want a China. I don't want Cuba. I really don't want that for the future of my children. I want them to be free, like I grew up. I grew up in such a free country. I mean, Ecuador was a paradise, sincerely, to grow up. I'm living here because my husband's life is here, and it was easy for me to move than him. But that's the only reason, I didn't came escaping from a suppressive government or anything like that. Matter of fact, right now as we speak, I feel more likely to leave United States and raise my children in Ecuador possibly, because I'm afraid of the suppressive laws that is happening right now.
Right,
What's going to happen when my kids become teenagers? I just read on one of your articles, 17-year-old boy for making some lyrics, music, his own thoughts on Facebook. Now he's being charged. I mean, this is scary for me as a mother. I'm scared for my children. Because when you are a teenager, you are really immature. You do a lot of things that you don't think. You act out of passion, and you are idealistic, and you are my goodness. I've always had this amazing revolutionary spirit myself.
Well, I think it's the basic human spirit of just freedom and liberty, wanting to grow up with freedom. I think we should all have that, and you grew up with that in Ecuador, and now I think you're shocked like the rest of us. I mean, we've got a situation in America where journalism is being criminalized, and posting a photo of your children is being censored. It's incredible. Now,